Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I greet you all according to your time and locations you'll be meeting this video. Yes, my dear viewers, I am back again with another update. So guys, I have a video here I would like we all to watch. But before then, if you're meeting my channel for the very first time, you're highly welcome. Please kindly do well to like, share and subscribe. Leave your thought on the comment section. Let us know what you think about this video, and I will see you towards the end.
All eyes are fixed on the judiciary as observers and interested parties would be waiting for the outcome of the presidential election petition tribunal. The People's Democratic Party and Labour Party have been in court contesting the electoral process that brought President Bola Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress to power. The Labour Party and its presidential candidate, Peter Obi, have once again reiterated their call to the Presidential Election Petition Court to nullify the victory of President Bola Tinubu. Well, joining us to discuss public expectations and confidence in the judiciary is Chris Wakobia, convener, Country First Movement. Welcome to the morning show.
It's my pleasure to be on with you.
All right, then, so let's get straight into it. Now, we know everything that has been happening with the Presidential Election Tribunal, and we're seeing a court at the center of media speculations. We reports first of Mr. Bolu Koromo Ugo's resignation from the 5-member core panel just less than 24 hours after the Supreme Court denied a similar issue concerning the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Olukayode Ariwola, over a purported phone call with the president regarding the latter's case before the election court. Now, Atiku, in a statement signed by his media advisor, Paul Ibe, just on Saturday here, says that the APC and the agents of Tinubu have ceaselessly chosen to stand in the way of justice making by making catastrophic threats to anarchy if justice is not served according to their whims. Now, I want to know what you make of all of this. How confident are you in the judiciary? I mean, they've come out to very quickly say that these allegations are not true, of course, of the first two situations. But what do you make of it? How confident are you in the judiciary right now to, give, the justice that is expected? I don't say that's expected, sorry. The justice that is true and just.
Shaita, thanks for that question. So, something tells me that the judiciary will do right. Something tells me that the judiciary understands the urgency of now. Something tells me that the judiciary understands that the Nigerian people are looking up to them. Something tells me that the judiciary understands that democracy will only thrive when there's justice. And then very importantly, I want to start this, my delivery here by saying that the media and indeed the civil society are partners in this whole process. I believe that the time has come for us to nudge the judiciary to do what is proper, right, and right. And sincerely, I think that with the hoopla of media reportage and what is happening at the level of the judiciary, something good will come out of it. The APC is saying that they want justice, interestingly so. The PDP is saying that they want justice, interestingly so. And the Labour Party says that they want justice. But there's something that comes to my mind as we discussed this morning. And that was the quote by my mentor, Martin Luther King Jr., who said a long time ago that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. And I believe that as we discuss our democracy, as we x-ray the events of February 25th and the election that followed afterwards, the governorship election, as we work as a people towards deepening democracy, one thing is very important, that not only has the election monitors, local election observers and monitors, including Yaga Africa and the likes, lampooned the last election as predominantly flawed. The European Union did so, and several other agencies have done so. And so all eyes are on the judiciary. Nigerians are saying that the time to do what is proper, right, and right is now. And I sincerely believe that somehow it's a hunch that is strong within me that the judiciary will do what is right. As we discuss, what is important to the Nigerian people is that they see a judiciary that sits uprightly to decide who indeed won that election. And I believe, like I said in my opening remark, that the judiciary will do what is proper, right, and right. And I'll give you two reasons why I do believe so. The first is the red flag that was thrown by Mr. President and his team. They did say in no uncertain terms that a certain demand by the Constitution for a president to win 25% of Abuja must be upheld, and that if the judiciary decides to rule on that position, that there is likelihood of anarchy, and that's trying to overawe or threaten the judiciary because they know the truth, and the APC, the PDP, and indeed the Labour Party have said that clearly the president did not win 25% of the votes cast in the Federal Capital Territory. That's on the one hand. Then on the second hand, what is important for us, and indeed the judiciary, is to determine whether indeed the vice presidential candidate and who has become the vice president of the APC, who has become the vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, did meet with the constitutional provision, because indeed at some point he had two tickets, one for the Senate and one for the office of vice president. So these are fundamental issues and they're constitutional issues. I think that what is important for us and indeed our country is for the judiciary to do right. And interestingly, Steve, you also remember, and I know you know that quote by James Russell Lowell. He was born in the year of our Lord 1819. Lowell said something that is very remarkable and important at this point in our historicity. When he wrote the poem, The Present Crisis, Lowell said, "Truth forever on the throne, truth forever on the scaffold, falsehood forever on the throne. Yet that scaffold sways the future. And behind the darkness, the dim unknown, standeth God in the shadow, keeping watch above his own." The Nigerian people are those who are indeed interested in how we deepen our democracy, and they want to sustain our democracy beyond the shenanigans and the politics of political office holders and political operators. And I belong to that constituency that says that the time has come for us to work and do things correctly and rightly. We want a nation that adheres to the rule of law. And I believe, and I implore the judiciary to interpret the law effectively, not to pander to technicalities, but ensure that they support the civil society and indeed the Nigerian people in ensuring that justice is done. So regarding Lamidi Apapa and what they're doing, like I said, it's the puppet and the puppeteer.
All right.
The witch cried last night, the child dies this morning, and you make your conjecture, Steve.
All right, Mr. Chris, I wanted to just narrow in again on the confidence of the judiciary. I mean, the public confidence. You have said that the judiciary understands that Nigerians are looking up to them. But do you think Nigerians have lost confidence? I mean, owing to that report that Shaitan mentioned earlier, alleging that Tinubu and the CJN, Ariwola, had a phone conversation on how to pressurize the presidential election petition court to rule in favor of Tinubu. Nigerians understand that the CJN wields enormous influence in the presidential election cases, which, most times end up at the Supreme Court. So I can understand also why the courts had to debunk that claim. But what does it say about the public confidence in the judiciary? This is my question to you, because, be it as it may, they might come up with their ruling. Do you think Nigerians will trust that ruling? And I would like for you to actually address Atiku Abubakar's statement on Saturday, where he accused the APC of trying to compromise the judiciary by threatening them with anarchy and all of that. I'd like for you to address both, please.
let me say clearly that there is something in the political amphitheater, there's something in the socio-political horizon that suggests that the people have some level of confidence in the judiciary. And I say this, if we didn't, we'll be on the streets. If we didn't, there will be anarchy by now. If we didn't, we won't be saying that we're looking up to the judiciary. If we didn't, you won't have the hashtag all eyes on the judiciary. We believe somehow that the judiciary will do what is proper, right, and right. Let me also say that the statement by His Excellency the former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ditto that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his team trying to threaten and overhaul the judiciary is by surreptition trying to compromise the judiciary. Don't forget that quickly the judiciary has come to try to build public trust and to say that they are not being compelled by the executive to knee-jerk our democracy, to threaten our democracy, or to give wrong ruling. I want to say with all sense of respect that I believe that the judiciary do what is right for three strong reasons. They understand that the masses of our people are better politically aware now than ever. And they understand that the plethora of reportage and information regarding the last election scores the election as the most flawed in our recent history. Everyone understands the monumental electoral larceny that happened on the 25th of February. So that's point number one. Nigerians are watching and expecting that the judiciary will do right. Point number two is that the presidency does understand that somehow, should the judiciary follow the law strictly, they will lose. And so they're trying to threaten the judiciary by saying that there will be anarchy if they rule that the last election was truly flawed. Point number three, my principal, Peter Gregory Obi, has said in no uncertain terms that he believes that the judiciary will rule according to the facts before it. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has said in no uncertain terms that they will not accept anything but justice. And I want to say without equivocation that the civil society believes that nothing but justice will sustain our democracy. So I want to believe that you understand the urgency of now.
Yes.
I also want to believe that the presidency and in the judiciary understands the urgency of now, that what Nigerians expect is nothing but justice. And so I am confident, like I said, that the judiciary will do right.
All right, Chris. But you know, Atiku also alleged that the harassment of the judiciary is a playbook from 2019 when they removed CJN Onogen and replaced him with Tanko Mohammed, who himself was later accused of corruption by his colleagues at the Supreme Court and resigned shamefully. That is from Atiku. But the APC government, they also said that the APC government never went after Tanko as they did on Onoge's case, because it was never about corruption, but about the election. I'd like for you to, try to respond to that aspect of his final address.
Very importantly, we've seen the tendency of the APC, the All Progressive Congress, to try to threaten and overhaul the judiciary. We saw it from the immediate past, President Muhammadu Buhari, when they ransacked, harassed, harangued, and threatened the judges. We've seen a litany, a chain of where, you remember, like you cited, the case with the former CGN Onogen. But I live in a day where the masses of our people are better aware and awoken than they ever were. I live in an age where we have a movement in this country called the Obedient Movement, fierce, passionate, and determined. I live in a country, and I'm one of their leaders, I live in a country where people are saying that what is proper, right, and right must be done. I live in a country and in an age. That's why I will quote the little saint called the Mahatman from India, Mahatma Gandhi. He said something that is very instructive, that there comes to a time in the life of a people and a nation where even the devil understands the urgency of that moment, and the devil has a predilection to doing right. That's strong. And that's where we are in our historicity. The people in the villa understands the urgency of now. The people in my hometown of Abuja understands the reality of this moment. The people in Lagos, in Abuja, across our geopolitical zones understands that our democracy is more than ever before threatened by injustice, and that what must be done to sustain our democracy is justice. And so I believe that the Supreme Court, headed by Ariwala, the CJN of the country, the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, that they understand that nothing but justice can sustain our democracy. So I believe and I expect them to walk strictly within the confines of the law and refuse to be knee-jerked, refuse to be threatened, refuse to be overawed by the executive into passing a judgment that will be against the facts before the Nigerian people and the facts before the courts of law. I believe that our democracy will fare better if they rise up to the challenge and the urgency of now. And I so believe that they understand that reality and that they will do right.
I mean, you have spoken about how justice, of course, plays, and I believe the judiciary also plays a critical role in safeguarding democracy. Now, in your opinion, how can Nigeria's judiciary maintain its independence and integrity amidst political pressures and contested election outcomes, also ensuring that the judiciary remains impartial and protected?
So guys, thank you so much for watching. What do you think about this video? Please kindly drop your thought on the comment section. I'll see you again in my next one. Bye for now.